Smoke will soon be fire. What could bring bad luck? I've been looking at you too much. Oh my god, this song is amazing. From the outside. From the outside, everyone must be wondering why we try. Why do we try? That's such a good song. This song was already on my Spotify when I turned my computer on. It's Wildest Moments by Jesse Ware. What a beautiful song. You and I, bloodlines, we come together every time. Two wrongs, no rights. We lose ourselves at night. Oh my God. From the outside, everyone must be wondering why we try. Why do we try? Oh, Jesus. Do that again. Someone's going through something. That song makes me... Frisco? Spirit just said Frisco. Spirit said, vibrational frequencies go down. Pamela marked the spot in Frisco. Hello, everybody. What the heck? Is this on my face? What is it? Oh, I think it's just something. I don't know. Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, I am here on an afternoon. I come when I'm called, you know? I come when I'm called. My name is Patience. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. I am so happy to be here. I'm grateful to be of service and service to the one and service to the all. I was moving my energy, I was working out. I've been getting this tug to do a reading. What? Oh my God. Were you in the same class as me in school? I have no idea. What school did you go to? I mean, there's lots of schools. There's high school, elementary school, middle school. I'm from Wolverhampton.
What brings you here?
Hello. Spirit said, what brings you here? I just wanted to do a collective reading. I haven't done one of those in a while. So thank you everyone for being here. I'm just doing a live. I do it live because it's easier than recording, and I can be live and interact with you guys, and then also the video posts. Like I recorded it. So it's very convenient. More convenient than recording it and then uploading it and la 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 la. You know, it's more convenient that way. Bunker wise, I don't know. I don't know if we went to school together, but it's possible. Anything's possible. We were class of 81. Oh no, I'm sorry. I was born in 1983, so not possible, but I would have loved to be in your class, I'm sure. But I just turned my computer on and the song by Jesse Ware was on. It's such a pretty song. It's one of my favorite songs. I haven't heard it in a long time actually. But it was on my Spotify when I turned the computer on. So that's very strange. Wait on thunder sky, wherever there's smoke, there'll soon be fire. Maybe in our wildest moments we could be the worst of all. We could be the greatest. Ugh, it makes me want to cry. This energy makes me want to cry. There's someone going through something. Something, possibly someone in your bloodline, because it says you and I bloodlines. We come together every time, or it could be a past life person. Indeed. So just said indeed. There's something that they do every lifetime. And this is why we're learning energy, and we think it's really valuable to know energy because you share your energy. Spirit said bow. You share your energy with multiple alternate realities and alternate timelines, and so they all kind of affect each other. And if you have a past life enemy that continually comes in different forms in every life.
Prison.
You prison and keeps themselves imprisoned by this cycle and they can't break it. You could be going through something like that. It says, you and I bloodlines, we come together every time. So in every lifetime, this person in your life repeats these cycles. I don't know what they are yet, but it says two wrongs, no rights. We lose ourselves at night, which really just makes my heart drop because there's something that they're losing themselves in at night, and that's symbolic for no good things happen past a certain time. So this person could possibly have addiction problems or be having insomnia right now. They can't sleep because of something they've done. Can you speak on TVD? I don't know what TVD is. Where are you from? I'm in Rhode Island. Have you ever heard of the tangent universe? No, I haven't. Let me look it up. Maybe that has to do with what I said. I've heard of the multiverse. Spirit always speaks of the multiverse. What is it? Tangent universe? Let me see. The tangent universe. Donnie Darko? Donnie Darko. It's a song. It's a song by Michael Andrews, 2002, on the Donnie Darko album. What is the tangent universe theory? A temporary, unstable, parallel universe that branches off from the primary timeline. It is created by a glitch in the fourth dimension of time, and if an artifact, like a jet engine, is not returned to the primary universe, the tangent universe will collapse and form a black hole, destroying all existence. Well, let's ask Spirit. Spirit, is the tangent universe real? No. Is the tangent universe just a creation of imagination? Yes. Is the tangent universe based off of multiple cosmic ideas? Yes. Okay. Do you even read the comments? Chat.
Identifiable.
Identifiable. Hello from London. What's that say? Chat, everyone, send 20 to the Queen ASAP. Let's go. Oh, thank you. Hey there, pink shirt. Hello. My mom passed away in 2020 quite suddenly due to illness, but I don't feel her energy since she has gone. Is there a reason for that? Like, I believe in signs, but it's been a full stop since. I'll be honest with you, Adam, and I'm sorry for your physical loss of your mom. But I'll be honest with you, this is a very common, I don't want to say complaint, but grievance of the living when it comes to passed over loved ones. In my experience as a medium, spirit is never, even your mom in spirit form, spirit can never be disconnected from you. You can never not have connection with spirit. If there is a block or you're not receiving or you're not in a receptive mode, it's us as humans that are cutting off the flow of energy to be received or perceived.
100.
100, spirit says. It's never spirit. Spirit is always by you. If there feels to you to be some kind of block on perceiving your mom's energy, it's probably because of something that you are still going through, some kind of grief or some kind of belief about how you can perceive her energy. And so I don't know what it is exactly that is your block, but I know from speaking to crossover loved ones and speaking to spirit and stuff that it's never them. It's never spirit. It's always us. We block our own receptivity and we block our own blessings, and we really just get in the way of being receptive. And a lot of there's so many reasons why, and it usually Spirit wealth, thank you. It usually comes down, Spirit said wealth. And to me, what that, I was just going to say that it usually has to do with us not feeling worthy of, we really put like human limitations on spirit where we say, oh, they don't want to come around me, I'm not doing anything, or they don't have time to see what I'm doing, or I'm not doing anything important enough for them to come around. We always put like our human things out, and that and our beliefs is what limit the way we receive the information. So, are you a kind person? I like to think so. Say usernames out loud, it will get you good retention. I work in Meta. Like, it's so stupid, but my dog sadly died in June this year, and it's been non-stop feeling her energy everywhere in the home, but my mom, just nothing. Yeah, my dog passed away as well. And I feel her every day. It's really remarkable that she never leaves my side, even in spirit. Makes me want to cry. Um, I can't say for sure why you're not receiving your mom's energy. Um, you know, I I'm not sure. Let me draw a card for you. Spirit, is there a way we can help this person to understand their mom's energy? How can we help? I'm gonna draw a card for you, and then I'm gonna start the reading, because there is somebody very sad in this energy. Soul draft. Yeah, Spirit says you're not looking at it from a higher perspective. There's something you're not seeing. When it comes to her energy, you may be trying to perceive her as the way she was when she was with you. But one thing we have to understand is once humans cross over, or once the soul crosses over, that identity that you are attaching her energy to, that was just that was just a movie. That was just a movie. And you may want to try to sit in silence to feel her energy on a greater level. She may be in an energy that you're just not at a capable of perceiving right now. There may be something that you have to clear out of your field, or there may be someone that you need to clear out of your field, or some kind of limitation or belief or emotion that's blocking you from feeling her big energy, because she's not mom anymore. I mean, she's mom, but she's not that identity. She's bigger than that now. And her energy signature may require you to emptying your cup a little, emptying out some kind of emotional baggage that's blocking you from seeing her in a bigger, higher perspective. I had to teach my kids along with myself how to put up a barrier so they leave us alone. I would say you're not receiving your mom's energy because she's elsewhere. She knows you're fine and she doesn't need to hang about you. She will come to you when she's ready. Maybe she's visiting a friend or newborn niece or grandchild. She could be exploring the cosmos. You decided to wake up, or why else did you draw me? Yeah, in my experience, catwalk, spirit is timeless. They're not bound by time. They're by local. They can bilocate, so they can be in multiple places at one time. And like I said, it's never spirit that is limiting their experience with you. It's us. It's some kind of block through us. And I think in my experience, spirit has taught me that, so that way I've never not asking myself, well, how can I be better? Because I always want to be a better version of myself, and I want to be able to always receive and be in a receptive mode, because it just feels the best. It feels the most good. And so in my experience, spirit and loved ones can visit multiple people at the same time. It's not like us. It's not like humans where, oh, we're going to go visit grandma, but we can't visit grandma and visit you. It's not like that. In any case that I've ever dealt with as a medium, in my experience, it's it's us. It's some kind of block we have. And also, it might not be a block on her specifically, but what I know about spirit is that they vibrate at a certain frequency. And when we have certain emotional hangups or we're around people that kind of dim our own frequency, spirit can't come all the way down here in density and like whenever they want, because they're pure positive energy. And so it's up to us to meet them halfway. We have to do the work to meet them halfway if you want to receive their energy. And when they're a big energy, when they are a high level being, or when they have a really high energy, your mom could have been an earth angel or something, or could be someone who's a higher ranking spiritual soul, so not to say that you're not, but in your human form, you will be limited in your experience to receive from spirit if you are blocked or have some kind of belief system that prevents you from receiving their energy. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry, I missed some comments. That makes sense. There was a lot of baggage with her passing, as it was due to complications due to her addiction, so maybe it's that. I just miss her, and maybe I'm thinking of her as a perfect fantasy. She was always kind, a great mom. I thought you only stream on weekends. Hi, Lord Byron. I know, I was feeling called to come on. When my son's friend drowned at 16, he came to me and said, Mom, we can't find him. I said, honey, he's gone. He's everywhere. He's the wind. He's the rain. He's part of everything now. Yeah, exactly. You are correct. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Riri, for sending me 100. Thank you. Thank you so much. They need to find her way into pulling their energy into one spot to be loud enough for you to hear. Sometimes you're not listening. Absolutely. That's the thing. Thank you. Thank you, Riri, for sending me 100. I don't know what that means, but I got 5 of them. Thank you. 5 times. Thank you so much. Are you able to perceive magic? I'm learning. I'm learning how to perceive spells and stuff when they're put on me. Absolutely. Absolutely, I am. I am. I'm definitely no expert, but I am learning. And it's definitely possible for everyone to learn when they're being sent psychic attacks or spell work or whatever, whatever you want to call it. Recent discovery of your work. Love your content. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm so happy that you found us. Well, I do teach magic. Well, we don't do magic. We don't believe in magic. We don't believe that you should practice magic. Spirit says that you are the magic. Your body's the temple, your heart's the altar, and your words are your wand. That's what Spirit's teaching me. The only thing magic that you need to do is gratitude, forgiveness, compassion, self-discipline, things like that. The greatest illusion that was placed upon humans is the mind. Absolutely. We've been colonized by an energetic predator through socialization and language. I find churches put a huge damper on being able to feel spirits, but I burst into tears every time I enter one. It's too quiet. Yeah, tarot sorcerer. I don't know if it's so much. I mean, what my guides tell me is that here on the earth plane, you have to have duality, right? You have to have the dark and the light, and then you balance in between the two. But if you don't have an energy that shows you dark parts of your psyche or of society, then how will you know what you want and what you don't want? And you have to experience what you don't want to know what you do want. And so Spirits mostly akin it as to like that's their job. You know, what you are labeling as an energetic predator, spirit has told me it's more like their job. You know, a jobless final job, boss. Yeah, it's like God made them to do that so that way we can have a tug and a pull, you know, so we can be pulled in either direction, so we can have the will to choose, and so we can experience limitation. We come here on purpose to experience limitation, and you need to have something that pulls at those dark parts of you so you can have the will to choose which direction you're going to go in. So that's how spirit has explained it to us. And to me, that's like a really easy way to like understand the dynamic of earth. So, you know, we label it as evil because obviously, you know, we're we don't you know, it can be pretty dark sometimes. But also what spirit tells me is that, you know, these energies that have been assigned this job, they can read your thoughts, and so you can, it's like, is the energy just showing us what we fear through what we think is like evil? You know, what if we thought, you know, eating donuts was evil and we demonize that? You know, it's like you can really demonize anything based on your perspective. I feel my new job has a lot of energy around. I manage a charity shop. There's lots of movement and energy when I'm there, especially at closing, but it doesn't feel malicious. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. What Spirit's teaching me about energy is that, you know, even objects can carry charged energy. If you did, the size of head is more bigger than your personality. I don't know what that means. Um, what did you say? Humanoid lizard? Humans are energetic cattle. The predator lick our awareness down to our toes, barely keeping us alive. Man, as a magical being, is now just a piece of meat. What about a soulless succubus in human form? I don't know. I think it's all part of God, you know, God's design to have limitation. It's definitely like a choice to come here and experience Earth in this way, and so you can perceive it how any way you want. The what's so miraculous about God's creation on Earth is that every person can be in their own reality and none of them can affect each other. You know, you can have, Spirit always says variety. You know, we come here for the variety because there's so many infinite possibilities and humans are so creative that, you know, as souls, we, in theory,
Chair.
make up this life that we feel like, oh, it'll be fun if we can get through this, and we'll learn this and we'll learn that, and you and we'll experience the earth experience. It's supposed to be this way, and if we can control our mind and our thoughts and understand the way that it works, we can actually create our everyone is creating their own realities in their own little bubbles based on their perceptions and their beliefs. I've been seeing spirits for years, and my dreams are often very prophetic. I just wish there was a way to control it better. We are in one reality, the grief filled reality where magic no longer exists except on individual level if we work enough to regain his energy. I don't know, Tarot Sorcerer. It seems a little limited. In my reality, I experience miracles every day. Magic is something that I create through my thoughts, and I am living proof that it's possible. And we made a podcast about it, and we put all of our spirit nuggets there to inform you how we got to this level of consciousness. And I have to say that as someone who's had 4 near-death experiences and a life of turmoil, I've never been happier, and through spirit teaching me how to control my thoughts, I literally live a life of magic that I create through gratitude, through love, through kindness. And the way that you're going to heal the world, if you want the world to be better or you want your reality to be better, is to heal yourself. And to do the work, to receive the messages from your spirit team so you can understand how to heal yourself first, and then everything else will be healed. All right, guys, we're going to get into this message because Spirit said I did it. And I mean, I just said that I did it, so Spirit just confirming like I did it. Thank you, Spirit. We always say, if you guys watch us, we say we come on here to show you that it's being done, not for you to do it like us, but to show you that it's possible. You are so talking person. I like it. Oh, thank you. Love you from Pakistan. Oh, thanks for being here. I've dealt with lots of different things, but at work, which is an old retirement home, I see things that scurry across the floor like you just saw a mouse, but it's not. The world can't be healed for sorcerers and but sorcerers have access to different worlds where they can travel to. Well, we don't do sorcery, we don't do magic, we believe that that is the test. Spirit has showed us through our past lives, which I failed the test many times, except for in this life where I resorted to magic. There's past lives where they've showed me where I've even put love spells on people and put spells on people to do my bidding and to manipulate people. And, I've had a lot of lives like that. And this is a life where I chose to not do magic. You don't have to do magic. You don't have to do spells. You don't have to do rituals. The only rituals that God needs you to do, and the only sacrifices God needs you to do, is time and energy of your own. Sit in silence, meditate, exercise, eat good food, be grateful, say thank you for everything, see the joy in everything, find joy, choose joy. Oh, thank you. Nico, is it Nico or Neo? Hello. While our live stream was going to be a collective read, it kind of went off on a tangent. The tangent universe. The tangent universe. It looks like it went through. Okay, good. Sorry, I'm just checking a message. But we wanted to come on and do a live stream because somebody needs it. We opened up Spotify and the song Wildest Moments by Jessie Ware was on. So let's see. Spirit, what's the overall energy? What do you want us to know? We'll do our amazing... Oh, thank you for the floating heart. Thanks, guys, for being here. Let's do a collective read. Spirit, what's the overall energy? Someone could be very upset right now. Possibly someone in your bloodline, because the song says you and I bloodlines, we come together every time. It could be longing for a simpler life. Yeah, someone's very upset and longing for something. Longing for something they may do in a cycle, something they do at night, something that's caused them some kind of sudden change and restriction to their abundance. Something that one is evil. Spirit said one is evil. So it could be a couple people, could be a couple. They could be having problems with their transportation and their receptivity. Maybe that's why that came up. They rebelled against something, or they were under some kind of illusion that their ambition was going to be lucky. And that's funny because the song says something about luck. Where is it? It also says, wait on thunder sky, wherever there's smoke, there'll soon be fire. What could bring bad luck? I've been looking at you too much. Yeah, someone focusing on you. Their ambition was to restrict you in some way. And now they've restricted themselves. So, following a disastrous job interview. Ooh. A fallen angel. I cannot make it up. Forced to join the family business. Befriends a lifelike android. Can I have one more? Yeah, fallen angel. Someone in your family was forced to stop something or is being forced to stop something, a small time embezzler. A devoted family man. I can't make it up. Someone in your family. Someone, and it says bloodline. I said it was your family in the beginning. You and I bloodlines. So some past life enemy has come back in your bloodline as a familial unit. They're longing for a simpler life because they had something disastrous happen at a job, or they may have lost a job, or they're losing a job, or they can't get a job, or they were trying to do a job that was disastrous. They were forced to,
There's
Spirit said Teresa, they're forced to stop this job they started. They're trying to, it says embezzlement, a small time embezzler.
the
They could,
night I died.
the night I died, damn. Befriends a lifelike android. Someone in your family may have befriended a fallen angel, someone who's like a robot, someone who could possibly have like, um, I'm not a, this is for entertainment purposes only, and I'm not a psychologist, but they could have like sociopathic tendencies, you know, someone like a robot, someone who's like, you know, they don't process emotions like other people. They could have stumbled upon a fountain of youth, which always
A
says
joy.
a joining. A pathological liar. I cannot make it up. A pathological liar. I can't make it up. I'm not a psychologist, but I am psychic. Okay. Hey, Scobie. Hey, buddy. What's up, man? Hello. So, they befriended a pathological liar, someone who's, it could be, it says a devoted family man, so it could be possibly a father or a husband or a, a baby daddy, something like that. They could have made friends with somebody in your family who's a fallen angel, who's a pathological liar, who steals money, who was forced to join a family business because possibly, I don't know why would they be forced. Let's clarify. From the outside, from the outside, everyone must be wondering why you try. Um, You know what? I was getting the where is it? I was getting the New Testament. Let me look in the New Testament. Spirit, what is this forced to join the family business? So someone's upset. They may have been tricked. Oh, look at this. Jesus, the way to the Father. Do not be worried and upset.
Nurse.
This is from John 14 from the New Testament. Do not be worried and upset. Believe in God and believe also in me. There are many rooms in my Father's house, and I'm going to prepare a place for you. I would not tell you this if it were not so. And after I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to myself, so that you will be where I am. You know the way that leads to the place where I am going. And Spirit said the night I died. And this says we lose ourselves at night. Damn. So
I am a friend.
someone's worried about dying. We do not know where you are going, so how can we know the way to get there? Someone's afraid to die because of something they did to you. Oh, man. Oh, that hurts my heart. I like being original from the Old Testament.
Masking the smell of death.
Masking the smell of death. Someone could smell foul, like this, like death. Oh my god. Someone is upset because they did something to you that they don't feel that they can be forgiven for, and they could possibly be on their way to death, and they are afraid to die because of something that they did to you.
According to
A
others.
warning to others. For a long time they've been with you, yet you never knew that they were doing this to you. Possibly a father. There's something that they did that you possibly don't speak to this person. This person may look at you as a like a disciple.
Joyful.
Joyful. They look at you as joyful. They look at you as holy, or as somebody who's very kind, and you haven't spoken to them in a long time. Oh, I just want to cry. Uh, they're upset because they could be dying and they did something to you, and they know that you're telling the truth about who you are. Those who believe in me will do what I do. Yes, they will do even greater things because I'm going to the Father. Ugh. There's something that you told them about you and about spirit. You could be somebody that's very joyful, someone who's very kind, someone who's very connected to the spirit realm. You could be an old soul. You could be very forgiving. You're very, I forgive them. Oh my gosh. Ugh. They're upset. Don't be worried. Don't be upset.
Prepare.
Prepare. Because they're being prepared to pass. And they're afraid to pass because of something that they did to you. Ah. Well, how can we help? They're a fallen angel who became a pathological liar. They stumbled upon the fountain of youth, which could have been you, or it could have been money, or it could have been something having to do with you, and you being a source of joy. Okay, they tried to do some kind of job. I don't know what kind yet, but it says small time embezzler, so it could have been some kind of fraud or something where they were trying to embezzle money or something like that. They may have joined forces with somebody they thought was power. They may have joined forces with somebody who's has some kind of mental problems, someone who claims to be something they're not, because it says befriends a lifelike android. So someone who pretends to be one way, but they're really like a robot. They have no empathy, no compassion. They can't read a room, something like that. This person's in regret of what they did. Please tell me more about this person. Spirit said power, so they could have let power get to their head. It says stumble across the fountain of youth. Like I said, I'm no psychologist, but what we're learning about energy is when somebody has this expansive state through abundance, it can make them feel powerful. Money can make people feel powerful because everyone will take it. Everyone will take it. Not everyone. I wouldn't take it, and I bet Robin wouldn't take it. Hi, Robin. He kept trying to unalive me. She was trash, and he believed her. Well, Someone is preparing to pass, and they're sitting thinking about you, and they're thinking about how joyful you are and how kind you were to them, and they don't understand how ponder thinking, looking back, sad, reminisce, sitting in stubbornness. I can't make it up. Yeah, they're sitting and they're thinking about, I just want to cry. They could be crying. They could be like boogie snots, like real crying, because they're looking back at all the times with you, and it was always good. You were always good to them. You were always good to them. You love them. Even though they make horrible life choices, you love them. And they did something to you that you can, well, they feel that you'll never forgive them for. But I gotta say, this energy is not unforgiving. You don't seem like someone who would not forgive. I think what this person's really scared of is that they can't forgive themselves for what they did to someone who was kind to them. So they're trying to ponder. It kind of feels like that energy when someone knows they're gonna die and everything's dying around them, and they've made all their life choices, and they're looking back, they're having a review of their life, and they're realizing that they may have been power hungry. They were stubborn. Yeah. They're fragile now. They're like a kite blown in the wind because a situation that they put themselves in has got them tangled in a place where they have no control. They're just blown in the wind. They can't control anything. They can't stop what's coming to them. And it's their own fault. Oh my gosh. Oh, they were sitting on a high horse. They were too proud. They had a faulty foundation. They thought that everything was, if they just made everything look like it was fine on the outside, that then that means it is fine. But what we're finding with healing is that there's no way to run from things you hide from. They're going to come out eventually. You're going to have to deal with them at some point. Even when you cross over, Spirit told us about the truth booth. And, when it comes to judgment, we assume that God judges us, but Spirit says, no, God never judges you. God wants everyone to heal. God loves everybody. It is us who judge ourselves. It reminds me of this cartoon we watched called Dark and Grim on Netflix with the kids, and it's redoing like old fairy tales. But one of the fairy tales was about hell, and it had the devil, and Hansel went to hell, and he was trying to escape the devil, and he was walking around hell, and he saw demons, but they were like standing next to humans, and the humans were torturing themselves in hell. And I was like, oh my God, that's just like the truth booth. And once you forgive yourself for things that you've done, you can, maybe that's there was a person in here that was talking about their mother. Your mom may be earthbound. She may need your forgiveness, or you to release her from some kind of something she can't forgive herself for. That may be why you can't reach her, because she's earthbound. That could be a reason too, for if that person's still here. And so in the Grimm fairy tale, it's and from what Spirit tells me, you judge yourself. God doesn't judge you. It is you who needs to forgive yourself before you can move on and go home, back to source. And until you forgive yourself for what you've done, you will torture yourself based on what you feel you deserve. And you'll do that over and over again until you finally release that. If the devil accepted Jesus as his Lord and Savior and begged for forgiveness, could he be accepted into heaven? Well, bunker wise, I'm no expert and I'm definitely learning just like you guys and I'm learning with you, but from what I'm told, we have a big misconception about the devil's role or Lucifer's role or Satan, whatever you want, whatever, you know, what is it? Dawn of the Morning or Lord of the whatever, all the names. We went over this a little bit ago. From my understanding of what Spirit tells me, it's all, that's the devil's job. The evils, that's the job of that energy. And that energy is capable of reading your mind and your fears and using your fears against you to pull you out of your divine energy. So you can choose which direction or which fear or how to come out of fear. You choose, you get to choose. And we aren't taught that in our society. We're taught that, it's you're either good or evil. You're either good or bad, and you're either a devil worshiper or you love God. But the truth is, it's like an ever waning like wave. It's like up and down. It's never like, black and white. It's never that straight. And the one common thing that we need to remember is that the devil, or whatever you want to call that energy, that's what God made him to do, to to be the evils, to be the darkness, so that way you have the contrast. You have to know what you don't want and experience what you don't want in order for you to know what you do want. You have to experience both. And as a soul that comes into a human vessel, you are 100% a non-physical energy having a human experience. And so we come here for limitation. We are infinite. We never die. The essence of us never dies. And so where's the fun in forever? Living in a sea of time. If we had no end or beginning, how would we know what love is? And so dynamically we come here for the variety, so we can experience limitation, so we can experience fear, so we can come to an awareness that it's a choice. It ultimately comes down to our choice and our judgment of ourselves and our willingness to forgive ourselves for things we've done and to let go of things that don't serve us. So you know, the devil was made for a certain job and the devil does that well. It's up to us to know what exactly the energies are here so we can empower ourselves to choose wisely. And that is overcoming fear and inheriting our divine inheritance. And everybody can do that. Everybody. God wants everyone to heal. God loves everyone. No matter what you did, God finds every experience valuable, even bad, nasty ones, because without them, you can do it over again as many times as it takes. I've lived so many lives here on earth to be able to come here in this life, to be able to show you what finding joy looks like and what it can bring. Not for you to do it like us, but to show you that it's being done. And that's why they want population control, because as the energy shifts, as we get closer to the sun, all of the children that incarnate here are going to be souls that have gone through these cycles, that are going to be generational curse breakers, and they don't want that. So their plan is to control the population through, infertility and vaccines and whatever, because they don't want the souls to incarnate who are going to break the generational cycles. Okay. You look mad greasy, cuz. Take a shower. Well, I have shea butter on my face. I like to be shiny. I like to be slicked. Actually, I just took a shower. My hair's wet, see? Santino, don't be so immature. Okay, I love you though. I'm happy you're here. You can stay. If you can stop being so distracting, you can stay. But if you're gonna be naughty, I'm gonna get you out of here. Okay. Spirit said ambassador. I'm an ambassador for Spirit. Let me see. 1 second. Oh, good. So this person's starting to realize that they were drunk in power. You know, they may have had some, they were too proud to admit that they're codependent, that they were on a high horse, that they were unstable inside and out. They were too proud. You may have told them that. You may have told them the truth about themselves and they didn't want to hear it. They may have ignored you or considered you to be, like, you don't, what do you know? You don't know anything, something like that. Power again right here. Yeah, you're somebody who is prosperous. You're somebody who's standing in your feminine, masculine energy. You may have like a royal bloodline. You may have some kind of protection. They may have wanted you to be their protection, for you to give them shelter, or they may be needing that from you right now, or there's something that they need from you that they don't think they're going to get because they don't think that you're going to be able to ever forgive them for what they did. What did they do?
Feel energy.
They did something that they didn't use caution for. Something that was hidden or invisible. Something that was cloaked. They thought that they were protected because they were hidden or invisible. Something about elements. They could have been doing element magic. But now they have issues and they have to pretend like, the thing that's really bothering them is that they have to pretend like everything's all right. They have to make it look like everything's all right. So they may be, acting like they're happy and nothing's going wrong. And but really inside they're dying. They're afraid that they are going to die, or that things around them are dying, like their finances, their job, their car, the progress they thought they were making. They thought they had good luck, but whatever good luck they have may have been coming from you. And now that you could have separated yourself from them, and now that you're separated from them, the umbrella that they had of luck is now gone, because that was your luck. That was you. That was your power. That was your prosperity. And now they're watching you, and they're being cautious about what they show on the outside, because they're breaking down on the inside. They're sad. They cry every night, or they have something on their mind, because they have egg on their face, or they don't want egg on their face. They don't want people to know the truth about what's going on with them. They could have wanted you to be in the energy that they're in. Something with makeup. They could possibly wear a lot of makeup, or be in the makeup industry, or something like that. But they're stressed. Yeah, they're definitely stressed. It did not go the way they planned. They're in a really sticky situation now, because they could have done something to, if you have a pet, they could have done something to your pet, or you have a pet that's looking out for you. I know somebody in here was saying that their pet passed, so their pet could definitely be with them. I'm good, thank you. It's hard to connect to spirit all the times when you feel more connected to the past. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it comes in waves, there's spirit says there's times for you to, like, you'll get a download. This is just an example. Like, you'll get an energetic download of information or activation, and your body will need time to process that energy. So you may be more tired. you may be more tired, or you may be craving certain foods, or you may be, feeling the urge to like move your body. And that's your body's way of acclimating the energy. And so in those times, you may feel disconnected from spirit, but it's only because, if you have too much energy and your body's not ready for it, that's when your body can start like breaking down, or you can start, or your mind can like go into psychosis. So it's like a balance. For every download you get or activation you get, it's like going to go like this, you're going to have highs and lows. But Spirit always says, just remember, we're never gone. It's never like we're not here. It's just that if you were connected at all times, we came here to be human. And so Spirit doesn't want us to be just completely spirit all the time. Spirit also wants us to have humanness and live our human experience and listen to our body and stuff. And so in those times of activation and rest, you might not feel as connected to spirit in the way that you do when you're like, actively in meditation or you're receiving the download. So Spirit always says it's not that we're not there, it's just that we're like mediating the amount of energy your body can withstand it in one time, because they never want to hurt you, or they never want you to like, be so invested that you lose track of your humanness. And that's what my spirit guide Mantis is for. Or she said she said I could call her 10 because she lives on 10 different levels of consciousness. But Mantis is my energy regulator. She also represents the future energy. And she's a mantis being. I don't know if she is physically, but I see her as a mantis in my mind's eye. And mantises are an archetype for spiritual development or psychic abilities. And she helps me with my energy, my physical energy ratio.
See me.
She Spirit said see me. QIMI. I don't know what that is. Let me see. QIMI. QIMI. A cloud-based maintenance management platform in Peru, a chemical scrubber system for BioAir solutions, an artist duo named Kimi Live Illustration, and wedding stationery. I guess it's multiple things. Weird. International trading company. A fictional mining world in the Warhammer 40,000 universe described as a cold, barren planet with rich mineral deposits. There's so many things. So what did this person do? What did this person do that they're in regret about? Whatever they planned on, whatever they tried to do to expand themselves on your energy, it's not working out. And they're feeling stuck in a situation that they can't look at the positive side of. It's hard for them to get out of this feeling that they're having. What do they do? What is this thing they did? Strange companions in stranger places. Use your imagination. Eat me. They could have done something on a hallucinogen, or possibly with this befriends a lifelike android with a friend. They could have done something on some kind of hallucinogen that they regret. Something with animals. Something about possibly being poisoned, or because I have a poison apple right here. They could have tried to poison somebody. I don't know if that's metaphorically or actually, like, literally. Loyal guardian, magical protector is there for you. Yeah, but you have some kind of protection. I think that's the thing they didn't realize about you. This person might not know much about spirituality. Mouse, stress, nerves, depletion, theft, disease, flaw. Yeah, this mouse tried to take a cookie out of the cookie jar and they got burnt by the fire. Now they're all they have is crumbs. They may have had a big morsel at one time, but there's something that they played around with that they didn't realize that they should have been looking out for. Artemis of the forest, you are now independent and free. You could be seeing a lot of deer. You could see a lot of
It was
deer.
suicide.
It was suicide. Spirit said they should have never came for you. I am not a victim. Spirit said it was suicide coming after you. Why did they there's something about substances and power. You know, they could have been under some kind of illusion that they could do this. Fiona and the unicorn, the gift of sacred sight. That's what it is. They didn't know that you had the gift of sacred sight. They did not plan on that happening. They did not know that you had a gift of sacred sight. They didn't know you could it was a secret. It was unknown. It was a mystery. Oh my gosh. It could have even been a mystery to you until possibly maybe when you turn 26 or 36. The number 10. Didn't I just say my spirit guide's name is 10? I got 10 right there. Yeah, you could have discovered this unknown mystery about yourself that possibly was unknown to people. It could have been a secret and you started to research your own abilities and they could have become activated in some way. Snake Princess, the Serpentine Path to Power. Yeah, this could have opened up a book of worms for them because they may have thought that you were doing magic. And so they may have resorted to doing magic because they thought you were doing magic. Something like that. Yeah, they thought that spiritual path. They thought that karma, health, vitality. I don't know if you told them that you were psychic or that you,
Sophia.
Spirit said Sophia, or that you were, this could be someone older than you, someone who likes lilies, a king energy, someone who thought that they were wise because they were old. You may be younger than this person and they just thought that you were ridiculous because they're older than you and they thought that they knew more than you. And when you told them that you were on this spiritual path, they thought that you were like, I don't know, like a witch or something. They may be like religious. But they may be going through karma because when you told them about a coffin, I cannot make it up. They're gonna pass. Whoever this is gonna pass. Or or I don't know, maybe they'll go through a transformation. I don't know, it really feels like doesn't feel good, honestly. They may have tried to poison you with some kind of spell work. Once you said that you're on some kind of spiritual path, they may have assumed that, or someone told them, some kind of pathological liar, that you were doing spell work. And so that may be a reason why they resorted to spell work because they thought you were. And so they were like, well, if you're going to do it, I'm going to do it. Some kind of copycat energy. They thought that this would have a positive outcome for them, but they didn't understand the truth. They didn't understand that your magic wasn't like magic. It was happiness. It was joy. Sun. Yeah, because you're the sun. You have natural magic.
Yes.
Yes, Spirit said. You have natural magic. And so that's what blocked them because they resorted to, they turned into some kind of enemy because they thought that you were trying to block them or they were just being really stubborn. They had to win. It was about winning. They were in some kind of weird, like, competition with you. They may have been like, offended that you were gaining some kind of attention or fame, or you could have like a platform, or maybe you just speak the truth, or maybe you're just open about your spiritual path, whatever it is, like you're very like well received by the public. But they have to watch out. This is a warning for them. Spirit's giving them a warning. They may have to like have a sudden surgery or go into the hospital or
Describe.
danger. Describe, Spirit says. It says scythe. They might be being visited by a wraith or by death. They may be being warned that an accident's going to happen, or they know that an accident's going to happen any day now, because they were completely committed to taking you down because of power. I cannot make it up. I can't make it up
Follow.
because of power. They thought that they were the boss, that they were in some kind of leadership position, and 10 again. I have 10. But you were protected the whole time, and whatever they were doing to you is some kind of like miracle. You're unlike anyone else. Contradictions and complexities are interesting. You could have a connection with nature. You could be very loved by nature, some kind of elemental earth angel or something. They didn't know this about you. Why didn't they know this? Like what I don't understand is still why. Like why? What was the catalyst here? How can I find that out? Let me see. Let me see. Let me sure. Let me see. What was the catalyst? Why were they doing this? What books would you recommend? I don't have any books I'd recommend. The only book I've read and I listened to it was by Joe Dispenza. It's called Supernatural, I think, or Becoming Supernatural. In my experience, the Joe Dispenza really helped a lot. I did a 15-minute breathing meditation of his that I found on YouTube every day for 30 days, and it catapulted me to a different timeline, and everyone came after me, but and that was tough. He didn't prepare me for that, but we got through it with Spirit helped me. So that's something that helped me to learn how to meditate, is Joe Dispenza. The whine of a lost dog. I'm telling you, they did something to your dog. They may have put spell work towards your dog or animal. Why did they do this to begin with? Like, what was the catalyst? Ask a stranger if they can help you move across the country. Write about a character going to great lengths to return an unwanted gift. Predict the future for the player to your left. They may have asked a reader to look into, they may have asked somebody who's a reader to read your energy. They may have asked someone. I cannot make it up, you guys. I cannot make it up. Write a magic spell. I can't make it up. I would never make it up. You shouldn't do magic spells because you'll go to hell. I'm just kidding. You create your own hell through magic spells, honestly. This person is losing everything because they went to a reader. They asked that reader to read your energy and what your future held. They saw that you may have been coming into some kind of public fame or money or something that was yours, and because they wanted it, they asked this person or somebody, or to refer them to somebody who could cast a spell, because they didn't want you to get the gift. They wanted to return a gift. They went to great lengths to make sure that you didn't receive this gift that this reader said you were going to get. This reader may have seen that you're unlike anyone else and that you're going to get public recognition and some kind of gift. But what the reader didn't tell them is that you're divinely protected. I don't think this reader knew what this person was up to. I think that it was a surprise when this person heard about your destiny and that it really what's your biggest success? I told you. And that really rubbed them the wrong way. What did you say to motivate your child through school? It could be a parental figure, it could be a parent, or it could be somebody you went to school with. They were upset. How'd you end up going to jail? Oh, they could be going to prison. Spirit said prison a little bit ago. Write a eulogy to your friend's cat's funeral. I told you, there could be two people here. One's going to jail and one's passing away. Okay? Because that's why you don't read people's energy. Okay? You don't describe the future of the person to your right. Predict the future for the player to your left. Yeah, so the reader described your future and then they tried to change your future. They tried to change it because there's something about you that they just couldn't stand the idea of you 1900s getting some kind of claim or fame or something. They couldn't stand it. What's the most memorable thing that's happened in your lifetime? They didn't want everyone to remember you in a certain way. Tell your parents you joined a cult. This person could have joined some kind of cult that spies on people through divination. Record the voicemail for your new phone. One of them could be going to prison because of something that's on a phone. That's why they're scared, because they know that something's out there that's going to put them, a death to either them or tell your siblings you're going to be a parent. Yeah, something about there's a few people here. There's a lot of people here that have done magic against you.
Nightmare.
Spirit said nightmare. Damn. Fuming. Spirit's mad at these people. How did you break your leg? One of these people could have broke their leg. You have a friend. A parent, a sibling, a practitioner, a reader. You have a lot of people in your energy that didn't want you to be in this energy. They may have joined together. It says they joined a cult, but it doesn't have to be like a cult. It could just be everybody who had the same idea to not want you to succeed. And it's so sad because I don't know. I don't know why this happens. Something about a pathological liar and a lifelike android. So there's definitely a lot of mental health here. People who live in alternate realities that are illusion based. They believe their own illusions about the way it should be. Something like that. So all these people are in regret now, and they're looking back, and I just saw mom, and they're realizing that you were never the problem. You were never the problem. Oh, those fell to the ground. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's victimhood. They wanted to make you a victim. And I have this card right here. You were never a victim. You'll never be a victim. Yeah, it's like they wanted you to be in some kind of energy. Dad's anger management problems. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's dad's anger management problems. And Spirit just said fuming. So There's lots of people that are angry at you because you walked away and now they thought they were going to get some kind of, what did they think they were going to get from you? Next on ESPN2, the World Series of Ronald McDonald. Next on ESPN2, the World Series of Clowns. They were clowns. I don't know why they thought they could do this to you. Why did they think that this would go through? Why did they think this would go through? When Pharaoh remained unmoved, Moses called down a plague of... Daniel Radcliffe can put a spell on this booty. I heard he gets the hog in Hogwarts. A spell on this booty. I heard on this booty. Because of money. Booty's another word for money. And Pharaoh. That's so funny because Pharaoh was doing magic too. There's a lot of references to magic here. What? This family... What did I bring back from Mexico? What did I bring back from Mexico? Math camp. Something that they could have gone to Mexico for some kind of spell work. It could be like, what's that word? Brujeria? Something, Santeria, something like that. It's not my liver, it's my light. See, I could be blue. I'm blue, dee da dee da dee doo, dee 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 dee. I can be both. I just like the yellow one because it's warm. Like the sun. We got the sun card here. Oh, so they brought something back from Mexico because of money. What's this money? What is this money? Tell me about this money. It's always about fucking money. I just can't take it anymore. That's right. I killed blank. How you ask? How? How you ask blank? That's right. I killed... Oh my gosh. They possibly could have sent death magic to you. They sent a death spell to you. That's right. I killed Hermione. How, you ask? Wearing my mother's bra. That's right. They tried to send death magic to you. They could have went to Mexico or something, or another country. During his childhood, Salvador Dali produced hundreds of paintings of... Graduating from Idiot University with a degree in stupid. It was really stupid what they did. Going to shake a guy's hand, noticing that his hand is a fish, and pretending not to notice that his hand is a fish. I told you there's something that's happening now. There's something that's happening now, something they're being illuminated to, and they're trying to pretend like it's not happening. Either they're going to pass away or someone passed away and you don't know about it yet, because once you find out, you're going to know exactly what happened. You're going to know who did it, you're going to know what they did to you, so I don't want to tell you. My mom freaked out when she looked at my browser history and found blank.com. R.I.P. Yeah. They could have been going on the dark web looking up spells. Billy Mays here for wearing a monocle and talking like a fancy British man. They could be making fake accounts, going on online and trying to send you like weird links, or there's something that they need you to like be okay with, or some kind of connection they need you to make or something. Something of, I have mom twice, I have a father, I have a friend. Billy, this says Billy, somebody named Billy. Somebody who possibly has a British accent or wears glasses. Got to be more careful. Hi. How can we help? How can we help? They definitely took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. They don't understand energy. They don't understand. They thought you were doing it, so they thought they were going to do it. That's the invisible, hidden thing. There's unfinished business. They're trying to influence you in some way. They're trying to have you abandon and withdraw yourself. They wanted you to be isolated. They wanted people to walk away from you. They wanted you to not have help because they needed you to be witchery. I told you, because they needed you to be in some kind of energy that you're not in. You're just not in it. You're somebody who's the sun. You're warm. You're kind. You're loving. You're everything that, I don't know, they like back. I just saw backstab. Something with your relationship. They wanted someone to walk away from you that you're in a relationship with, and it became an obsession, an infatuation, because they have bad habits. There could be some kind of addiction here. And once you start doing spell work, you become addicted to the spell work, because the spell work is using your energy to manifest it. But once you run out of energy, once you run out of vital force, you have to keep getting more and more. You become addicted. Why do you think all these elites and cults, they're doing the most? Because they're out of energy. They don't understand how energy works. These entities that trick them, that feed off of negative energy, have, wow, is it personal and free reading? It's not personal, it's just a collective reading. 2121 I saw. They don't understand energy. And so the energy doesn't come from nowhere. When you do spells and rituals and stuff, it doesn't come out of nowhere. You don't even actually have to do the ritual to make it work. You just have to have your thoughts be strong enough to exact what your thought is and the intention behind it. The ritual is just, people pay for spells and stuff, and that's like another thing that I don't want to go down. But basically what happens is, Spirit said Diane, what happens is the energy is coming from your vital force. So every time you pay for a spell, you're exchanging energy. You're giving your energy to that person to do the spell or the ritual. And it works. Something will work, and that's the addictive part. You'll see that it works for a temporary amount of time, but eventually it has to come back, and something will happen. You'll lose something. You'll lose a relationship. You'll lose a job. You'll lose a car. You'll have like a lump sum of money, that you have to spend to like alleviate something. Something like that. It's not perpetual. It doesn't fulfill itself. It's coming from your energy. So then once the backfire happens, you have to do another thing, so let's do another one and another one and another one, and pretty soon you're empty. You're an empty vessel now. So now whatever spells you did or whatever rituals you did, now you're an empty vessel. That's holes in your auric field. That's an entry point for lower astral entities to use you through intrusive thought. And you'll think the thoughts are your own because you don't understand energy, and you don't understand the astral realm, and you don't have an oracle or a prophet or a high priest or a high priestess to tell you what's going on. So then you become obsessed, because now you're an empty vessel, and you're having these entities come in and out of you who want to target the person with the most light, that want to target the person with the most vital force. And it'll send you intrusive thoughts, thinking you think that they're your own, you think it's an idea to do something to that person, to poison their food or to poison their family life or whatever the intrusive thought is, and you think it's your own, but it's really that fourth dimensional entity using your body as a vessel. When someone says your ex will come back and you still have sadness and negative feeling, does it make him not come back? Well, why do you want someone to come back that's associated with sadness and negativity? I can't tell you what to do, but Spirit always tells me to follow what feels good emotionally. If that person made you feel elated and joy and excitement and curiosity and made you feel good, then follow that feeling. But if when you think of that person, you think of negativity and you're scared and it makes you have fear, no, don't follow fear. Follow joy. Because I got happy news, but I feel sad because I miss him. I mean, I feel sad because I miss him. Well, I don't know what you should do. I'm not that kind of psychic, but all I know is that I never went back to an ex. They're an ex for a reason. And if it's meant to be, it'll be easy. It'll be fun. It'll come together naturally, organically. I won't have to force it. I won't have to feel negative emotion about it. That's all I know. So these people are in addiction. They're empty vessels. They have no vital force because of the spell work. They keep on living in the past. They don't know. They're shattered, destroyed, heartbroken. You had to separate yourselves from them. They keep replaying events in their head. And they know that you're a phoenix. You're in a new phase of your life. You're somebody who they tried to
1960s.
you're somebody they tried to unalive, and now you're reborn, a phoenix. You're rising from the ashes. There's something about you that's a miracle. You're not like anyone else. You had to ghost yourself from these people, and now they see that you're rising, that they tried to take you down and they backstabbed you. I saw this earlier and it came back out. They backstabbed you because they were in their ego. And now you're laying the foundation down for your family, and there's a death to them. I told you. Yeah, it's over. They can't come back because they're empty and hollow. They're empty vessels because of their sick fantasy they had to take from you. You could be with your soulmate. You could be in peace and harmony. Divine feminine. I cannot make it up. Divine feminine, divine masculine. You have a soul contract with a life partner that they didn't want you with. They wanted to separate you from this person because it's unconditional love. You deserve fairness. It's your destiny. They're spying on you. They're trying to find ways to have a conversation with you, but they know that you're gonna run from them. They're unsatisfied. They weren't happy. They were looking, now they're confused and unsure of where they're going to go. There's no possibilities for them. They don't know how to look at themselves. They're a narcissist. They don't understand how to look at what they did. They know they did something wrong, but they'll never tell you that. They're trying to find ways to come back to you, but God is redirecting them. Every time they watch you, every time they try to think of some kind of new illusion to come, God's like, no, try again. No, try again. Try again. No, they're never going to come to you correctly. They do this in every fucking lifetime. It's like, break the cycle already. Break the cycle already. How can we help? Spirit, what's the advice for them? What can they do? What can they do to help themselves forgive themselves? What can they do? What can they do? Level 2, present. Where does the tension live in your body? Where does the tension live in your body? Their body could be telling them something about what needs to be let go of. Maybe they have, Spirit said, yeah. Maybe they're having stomach problems. Maybe they're having heart problems. Could possibly have a heart attack soon. They're brokenhearted because they can't admit to what they did. What have you grown to love about yourself? They need to find something that's good about them. They're looking at you, this kind-hearted sun energy, where you brought warmth into their life and they thought it was theirs. When they were around you, they thought that your warmth, was their energy. And then when you cut them off and they had to sit in their own energy, they realized that it was them the whole time, that you were loving, that you were kind. And now what they thought was them loving themselves was really you loving them. And they don't know how to love themselves. They don't have anything that they love about themselves. They hate themselves. And they realize that you love yourself unconditionally. And they don't know how to do that. They thought that having power over you was something that they wanted, because what they really wanted, what they couldn't identify, is they wanted to feel about themselves the way that you feel about yourself. The way that you make them feel when they're around you, they wanted to be able to feel that way about themselves, and they don't know how to do that. And so it got distorted because of the spell work.
Puncture.
Puncture, yeah, they had, I told you, they had puncture marks all in their etheric field from all the spell work they've done. What good habit might not be right for you? Yeah, they were trying to be you. They're trying to walk in your energy, but your energy is so abundant because you have energy straight from the sun, from source. Your energy is so consistent and so like perpetual because it's sources. You're connected to source. And so they're trying to pretend to be that way, to be something that they're not. It's like what I said about the body energy ratio. They're trying to harness energy that their body is not capable of holding because they're not healed enough to hold that amount of energy. And they're using their vital force to project things at you through spell work, and so they're literally like possessed. They're possessed. What about you is easy to love? These are questions they need to ask themselves if they're going to get themselves out of this. They have to start asking themselves questions and stop focusing on you. It's like the song says. What does it say? It says, what could bring bad luck? I've been looking at you too much. From the outside, everyone must be wondering why we try. Yeah, because they could look very old and haggard. They could look very sick. They could smell bad. They could not be taking care of themselves. They could be obsessed with you. Everything that comes out of their mouth is about you because they're an empty vessel. They're not living in the moment. They're not living in the present. They're outside of their body. They're not consciously aware of how they're living. What did love used to mean? Oh. Ooh. These are people that forgot how to love themselves. You know, they need to look back to a time where they were happy, even if it was during childhood. Like, what is a moment where you weren't, you know, bothered by being adult, where you weren't living in, oh, I'm sorry. They need to think of a time in their life, even if it's in childhood, where they weren't encumbered by fluffy, by all of their delusions, by all of what adults told them they should be, where all the heartbreak came from. They need to think of a time before then where they weren't tainted by all of that, where they were in there, where they still had imagination and they still had hope and they still trusted people and they still had curiosity, because they have no energy. They've given all of their energy away. How can we heal it? 333-22-144. Allow regeneration, Spirit says. Allow regeneration. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. It's time to regenerate. It's time to let go of the old skin. It's not serving you anymore.
Definitely.
Eagle, mastery. You're on the spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided. Spirit said definitely. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. Synergy. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co creations can give birth to a new reality. Absolutely. You're living in new earth energy. You're an example of what it looks like to live in the new earth energy. They're watching you trying to make sense of your transformation when they should be focused on their own transformation. They should be asking themselves questions about what makes them happy. How can they get back to where they once loved themselves? How can they stop relying on you as a source of their love, of energy? They need to start allowing and letting go. That's the that's the guidance. Okay? I love you. Thanks for being here. I'm happy to be here for you, for all of us who are going through this process. I know that for myself, readings are something that really got me through some hard times, that helped me get higher perspective. So I hope that these readings help for everyone who's on their own journey at different levels, different devils. I hope that it helps in any way, shape, or form. I love you so much. I'll see you this weekend. We post every weekend. We're live every Saturday and Sunday. If you want to follow any of our socials, we'd absolutely love to have you. You can go to the link tree through the bio. We would absolutely love for you to be part of our community. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're hitting the notification bell for when we come on spontaneously when we're called. We love you so much. We are so grateful to be here. Honestly, thank you so much for the engagement, and we'll see you soon. Bye.